Welcome to Wisdom of Experience. We believe experience is the greatest teacher, especially in navigating the complex, evolving relationship with adult children. Have you ever felt a shift? That the warm connection you once shared with your grown children now feels strained? Does the respect that once came naturally seem to have faded, leaving you wondering what changed and how to bridge that gap? You're not alone in asking these questions. Many parents find themselves in this unexpected territory, feeling undervalued or even invisible. But here's a crucial truth. Regaining respect doesn't start with changing them. It starts with rediscovering you. Imagine Eleanor, who always put her children's needs first, only to find her sacrifices taken for granted. Her journey, like many others we'll explore, reveals a path back to mutual respect. In today's deep dive, why your adult kids don't respect you, and how to fix it fast. We promise you 3 key takeaways. Understanding the roots. Why respect sometimes falters in adult-parent-child dynamics. Actionable strategies. Concrete steps to rebuild your self-worth and change the dynamic. Renewed connection. How rediscovering your own value naturally fosters healthier, more respectful relationships. Does any of this resonate with your own experience? Before we dive deep into the first crucial step, let me ask, what's the biggest challenge you face right now in your relationship with your adult children? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. But first, let's explore why seeking their approval might be the very thing holding you back.
Part 1. The Foundation. Reclaiming Self-Worth and Leading with Calm Steadfastness. The first and perhaps most counterintuitive step is to stop anchoring your self-worth to your children's approval. We'll explore why this is crucial and then transition into how to interact differently, replacing arguments with calm leadership. Psychologically, when you make your child's validation the measure of your worth, you inadvertently hand them power over your emotional state. This often stems from a deep-seated desire for connection, but it can backfire. This constant need for external validation erodes self-esteem, making you appear less confident and, ironically, less respectable in their eyes. It creates an unhealthy emotional dependency. Murray Bowen's theory of self-differentiation highlights this. Poorly differentiated individuals are easily swayed by others' opinions and seek external approval. Consider Eleanor again. Her constant giving in, financially, emotionally, decisionally, wasn't perceived as love, but as a lack of personal boundaries or opinions. Her children didn't learn to consider her needs because she never prioritized them herself. She became a function, not an individual. Sacrificing for love is noble. Sacrificing to gain love or approval is a transaction doomed to breed resentment when unmet. True respect cannot be bought or demanded through excessive giving. It starts with self-respect. You must value yourself first. Once you begin detaching your worth from their approval, how do you handle disagreements or disrespect without resorting to arguments? The answer lies in calm, consistent leadership. Arguments trigger defensiveness. Brains in fight or flight mode cannot truly listen or empathize. They become battles of ego, damaging the relationship further. Raising your voice or lecturing adult children rarely commands respect. It often invites pushback or withdrawal. Robert used to escalate discussions, raising his voice to assert his experience when feeling dismissed. The result? More conflict or silence. His turning point was deciding to listen more, speak less but with calm certainty. He focused on understanding his child's perspective before stating his own, calmly and concisely. His non-imposing confidence shifted the dynamic. Consistency was key. This aligns with nonviolent communication, NVC, focusing on expressing needs and listening empathetically, and emotional intelligence, EI, managing one's own and understanding others' emotions. Calmness is contagious. It can help regulate the interaction. Family systems theory suggests changing one member's communication can shift the whole dynamic. How to lead with steadfastness. Know your stance. Be clear on your values and boundaries beforehand. Choose your moment. Avoid discussions when tired or stressed. Listen first. Truly hear them out. Speak calmly. Use I statements. I feel. Zrania. Be firm on core values. Maintain your position respectfully. Know when to pause. Step back if things get too heated. Walk the talk. Ensure actions align with words. Respect isn't won in arguments. It's earned through inner strength, calm, self-assurance, and consistency. This requires emotional independence, which is our next focus.
Part 2. Cutting the cord, ending emotional dependence, and cultivating inner happiness. Leading calmly requires inner stability. But what if your happiness still hinges on your adult children's attention or mood? This section tackles emotional dependence, why it pushes children away, and how to cultivate your own source of joy, making you naturally more attractive and respected. As children grow and leave, parents can face an emotional void. Seeking fulfillment primarily through adult children places an unfair burden on them. They feel responsible for your happiness, which can feel suffocating. This can lead to parentification, where the child feels obligated to emotionally caretake the parent. Behaviors like excessive contact, probing questions, or guilt-tripping about time spent signal this dependence and often lead to withdrawal. Relying on your children for your happiness makes you less appealing. People are drawn to those with their own inner light, not those constantly needing external validation. Your children want to see you thriving independently. Helen felt lost after her children started their own families. Her attempts to stay central by constant contact backfired. Her children grew weary. Her breakthrough came from realizing her happiness was her responsibility. She took up painting, made new friends, focused on health. As she became genuinely happier and less demanding of their attention, her children felt relieved and wanted to connect more with this vibrant, independent version of their mother. This relates to the empty nest syndrome. Maslow's hierarchy suggests that beyond basic needs, self-actualization, finding purpose and potential, is key. Research on aging well consistently shows that social engagement, purpose, and health are linked to higher life satisfaction. Social psychology confirms we're drawn to confident, positive, independent individuals. Actionable steps to cultivate inner happiness. Acknowledge dependence. Recognize if you're relying too heavily on your children for emotional fulfillment. Rediscover you. Who are you beyond being a parent? Rekindle old interests or find new ones. Set personal goals. Aim for something meaningful to you. Expand social circles. Connect with peers. Join groups. Prioritize health. Physical and mental well-being are foundational. Shift relationship focus. Aim to be an interesting parent they want to connect with, not one they have to appease. Seek support if needed. Therapy or support groups can help navigate this transition. Cultivating your own happiness isn't selfish. It's a gift to yourself and your children. It frees them from emotional burdens and makes you a more magnetic, admirable presence in their lives. This inner strength provides the platform for the next crucial step, setting clear boundaries. Part 3. Drawing the line, the art of setting boundaries and giving wisely. Having cultivated inner strength and happiness, you're better positioned to establish healthy boundaries, a vital component of self-respect and teaching others how to treat you. We'll cover how to set boundaries effectively and then address the related challenge of balancing generosity with self-preservation, avoiding blind giving. Boundaries aren't walls. They define your personal space, values, and limits. They are essential for self-respect, signaling you value your time, energy, and feelings. Preventing resentment, avoiding burnout from constantly accommodating others. Clarity and responsibility, defining where your responsibilities end and theirs begin. Predictability and trust, creating a stable framework for interaction. Teaching respect, modeling how healthy relationships function. Disrespect can manifest in various ways. Consider boundaries around communication, tone of voice interrupting, time, space, unannounced visits, expectations of availability, finances, assumptions of support, loans, emotions, being used as an emotional dumping ground. Expectations, unrealistic demands for help or childcare. David tolerated interruptions and disrespectful tones for years. He decided to change, starting small but firm. If interrupted, he'd calmly say, "Please, let me finish." If the tone was harsh, "I'm happy to discuss this when we can speak respectfully to each other." Consistency was key. Gradually, his children learned his limits. Family therapy emphasizes clear boundaries for healthy functioning. Books like Boundaries frame it as an act of love. Assertiveness skills training teaches expressing needs respectfully and directly. How to set boundaries. Identify needs. Know your limits and what you need. Choose time, place. Discuss calmly, not in the heat of the moment. Use I messages. I feel X when Y happens. I need Z. Be clear and specific. State the unwanted behavior and the desired change. State consequences, if necessary. Calmly explain what will happen if the boundary is crossed. Be calm and firm. Maintain composure. Expect pushback. Allow for initial resistance. Setting boundaries is crucial, but parents naturally want to help their children. How do you give support without undermining your boundaries or fostering dependence? This is the art of wise giving. Giving without limits or expectation of basic respect can be detrimental. It can lead to entitlement, sacrifices taken for granted, enabling, preventing children from developing independence and resilience, erosion of gratitude, diminishing appreciation, parental resentment, feeling used or unappreciated. Support helps during genuine need, encourages self-reliance, has limits, and builds capacity. Enabling solves problems the child can handle, rescues from consequences, gives without consideration of need or effort. George initially helped his children generously. Over time, requests became demands, gratitude faded. When ill health forced him to say no, he faced annoyance. He realized his blind giving had created this dynamic. He shifted to conditional support, tied to respectful attitudes, clear limits, and encouraging self-sufficiency. Overindulgence links to poor coping skills and low self-esteem. The reciprocity principle suggests healthy relationships involve balanced give and take. Tough love involves setting limits out of genuine care. How to give wisely. Examine motives. Are you giving out of love or obligation? Fear. Observe. How do they ask? How do they react? Needs versus wants. Differentiate between genuine needs and mere desires. Set personal limits. Decide what you can and are willing to give. Learn to say no. Politely but firmly decline requests that cross your boundaries. Empower, don't do. Offer guidance or resources. Don't just fix it. Expect, respect. Make it clear that help comes with an expectation of respectful interaction. Generosity is a virtue, but wise generosity protects your well-being and fosters true respect and independence in your children. Balancing giving with self-respect is key. Part 4. Beyond parenthood, building your own rich and meaningful life. We've discussed internal shifts, self-worth, emotional independence, and relational tools, boundaries, wise giving. Now, let's focus on a powerful foundational element, actively building a fulfilling life independent of your role as a parent. This isn't just about filling time, it's about radiating value and attracting respect naturally. When adult children see you thriving, engaged, passionate, learning, growing, it fundamentally shifts their perception. Benefits include enhanced self-worth. Your value isn't solely tied to parenting. Reduced dependence. Less emotional pressure on children. More interesting interactions. You have more to share than family matters. Role modeling growth. Showing life doesn't end when children leave home. Natural magnetism. Independence and passion are attractive qualities. Stronger boundaries. Having your own life makes it easier to protect your time and energy. What does building your own life look like after 50? It's multifaceted. Physical health. Exercise, nutrition, rest. Intellectual stimulation, learning new skills, reading, courses, creativity and hobbies, arts, crafts, music, gardening. Social connections, friends, clubs, groups beyond family. Spiritual, inner life, mindfulness, faith, reflection, exploration, travel, experiencing new things. Contribution, volunteering, mentoring, community involvement. Margaret felt the classic empty nest syndrome. Instead of dwelling, she consciously rebuilt her life. Yoga, gardening, a book club, even learning basic computer skills. She became busier, happier, and her conversations with her children changed. She had her own news to share. Her children's initial surprise turned into curiosity and admiration. They started calling her more often, genuinely interested in her vibrant life. Self-determination theory, SDT, highlights universal needs for autonomy, competence, and relatedness, all fostered by building your own life. Seligman's PERMA model of happiness includes positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment, achievable through diverse activities. Research on positive aging shows active engagement enhances quality of life. Countless examples exist of people achieving new heights later in life. Actionable steps to build your life. Dream again. What did you put aside? What sparks your interest now? Start small. Don't try to do everything at once. Pick one thing. Push past inertia. Overcome fear or habit. Just begin. Be patient and flexible. It's a journey, not a race. Adapt as needed. Enjoy the process. Focus on the experience, not just the outcome. Share naturally. Let your enthusiasm show. Don't force it. The most potent way to gain respect isn't by demanding it or trying to change your children, but by becoming the best version of yourself. Living a full, meaningful life radiates an undeniable value that naturally commands admiration and respect. A key part of this vibrant life is how you care for your own well-being. Part 5. The power of example, self-care, and effective communication. Building a rich life inherently involves taking care of yourself. This section highlights self-care not just for its own benefits, but as a powerful, non-verbal statement of self-respect that children observe. Then, we'll bridge this inner work to outer expression by exploring effective communication, listening with heart and speaking with sincerity. Prioritizing your physical and mental health sends a clear message: I matter. When you neglect yourself, it subtly communicates that your needs aren't important, making it harder for others, including your children, to truly respect you. Actively engaging in self-care demonstrates self-worth, valuing your own well-being. Balance, modeling a healthy life beyond just serving others. Resilience, showing you can nurture yourself. Inner happiness, demonstrating that joy comes from within. Consider Susan. When she realized she was neglecting herself amidst family demands, she committed to a weekly yoga class and joined a book club. These weren't just activities, they were acts of self-prioritization. Seeing their mother healthier, happier, and engaged in things for herself shifted her children's perspective. The image of a self-caring mother became inherently more admirable. Self-care is not selfish. It's essential self-respect manifested. It's showing, not just telling, that you value yourself. This embodied respect is often more convincing than any words. Being a shining example is powerful, but effective verbal communication remains crucial for navigating nuances, resolving conflicts, and deepening connection. Misunderstandings can still arise without skilled communication. Key elements include active listening, truly focusing, understanding perspective, feelings, and needs behind the words. Without formulating your response while they speak, ask clarifying questions. Reflect back what you heard. I messages, expressing your feelings and needs without blaming. I feel hurt when plans change last minute because I value our time together. Versus, you always cancel on me. Empathy, trying to see the situation from their viewpoint, even if you disagree. Acknowledge their feelings. Authenticity. Being genuine and honest in your expression. Nonverbal cues. NVC. Being mindful of tone, body language, eye contact. Avoiding pitfalls. Steer clear of the parent knows best trap. Resist interrupting with unsolicited advice. Richard used to state opinions as facts and offer directives. His children often shut down or argued. He consciously shifted from lecturing to sharing, using I statements, talking about his own feelings and experiences, even vulnerabilities. This authenticity didn't make him seem weak. It made him seem human and relatable. His children started listening more and even asking for his perspective. John Gottman's research identifies communication destroyers, criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling, and builders, gentle startup, taking responsibility, self-soothing. NVC provides a structure, observations, feelings, needs, requests. Brené Brown's work highlights vulnerability as a path to connection. Emotional intelligence, EI, is crucial for navigating conversations effectively. Actionable steps for better communication? Practice active listening. Put away distractions. Focus fully. Master I messages. Frame feedback around your experience. Choose time and place wisely. Ensure privacy and adequate time. Start gently. Avoid accusatory openings. Validate their view. I hear that you feel. Doesn't mean agreement. Be willing to apologize. Own your part in misunderstandings. Be patient. Changing communication patterns takes time. Heartfelt listening and sincere sharing break down walls. It's not about winning arguments, but building understanding. This forms the bedrock for deeper connection, often nurtured through shared experiences. Part 6. Weaving the threads. Emotional connection via quality time and community. Effective communication opens doors, but deep connection and mutual respect are often cemented through shared positive experiences. Quality time. We'll explore how to create these meaningful moments. Then, we'll broaden the scope, looking at how positive relationships outside the family, in your community, can indirectly enhance the respect you receive within it. In our busy lives, intentionally creating moments of focused, positive interaction with adult children is vital. It achieves several things. Builds positive emotional bank account, creates a buffer of goodwill for harder times, fosters natural sharing, creates a relaxed space for organic conversation, shows love and priority, demonstrates they are valued beyond obligation. Mutual learning, offers chances to understand each other's worlds better, meets need for connection, addresses a fundamental human desire. Quality over quantity. Focused presence is key, not just time spent in the same room. Carol realized her calls with her children had become transactional. Check-ins, reminders, sometimes complaints. Feeling disconnected, she intentionally planned a simple weekend picnic. Despite initial reluctance, the relaxed atmosphere, shared food, and her conscious effort to listen more and simply enjoy their company shifted the dynamic. These outings became cherished rituals, rebuilding warmth and connection. Gary Chapman's 5 love languages identifies quality time as a primary way many feel loved. Research shows positive memories strongly influence relationship satisfaction. Concepts like flow, deep engagement in an activity, and mindfulness, being fully present, are central to making shared time meaningful. Creating quality time. Be proactive. Plan it. Don't just wait for it to happen. Find shared interests. Activities you both genuinely enjoy or are willing to try. Minimize distractions. Put phones away. Focus on each other. Focus on connection, not agenda. Let go of needing to achieve something. Listen more, talk less, sometimes. Let them lead the conversation. Express appreciation. Value the time spent together. Be consistent but flexible. Regularity helps, but adapt to schedules. While direct connection is vital, Your standing and activities outside the immediate family also play a role in how you're perceived. Engaging positively with your community adds another layer to your identity and can indirectly boost respect. Being active and valued in your community reinforces your identity beyond parent. It provides social proof, external validation of your skills and character. Pride for children, seeing their parent respected by others. Expanded support network, reducing reliance on children. Modeling citizenship, demonstrating contribution and engagement. New connection points. Shared community interests can bridge gaps. Forms of involvement. Local events, clubs, volunteering, sharing expertise, faith groups, civic activities. Feeling bored after retirement, Arthur joined a veterans association and a local volunteer group. Finding purpose and camaraderie, he became a respected figure in these circles. His children witnessed this newfound engagement and the respect he garnered, which deepened their own pride and respect for him. Social capital theory explains benefits derived from social networks. Erik Erikson's stages highlight generativity, contributing to society, as key in later adulthood. Volunteering is linked to better mental and physical health. Examples of older activists show ongoing potential for impact. Engaging with community. Explore passions. What skills or interests can you share? Look locally. What opportunities exist nearby? Start small. Don't overcommit initially. Be open and engage. Meet new people. Participate actively. Focus on contribution. Let recognition follow naturally. Share experiences gently. Mention activities without boasting. Shining in your community reflects positively on you and demonstrates a life rich with purpose beyond family roles. This multifaceted value naturally attracts admiration. We've journeyed through a comprehensive landscape, from internal shifts in self-worth and emotional independence to external actions like setting boundaries, building a personal life, practicing self-care, improving communication, creating quality time, and engaging with the community. Each piece contributes to the mosaic of regaining and maintaining respect from adult children. The ultimate truth is this: lasting respect from others, including your children, flows naturally from deep self-respect and living a life aligned with your own values. It's not about manipulation or control. It's about becoming the most authentic, vibrant, and self-assured version of yourself. When you prioritize your well-being, honor your boundaries, pursue your passions, and communicate with empathy and honesty, you become someone inherently worthy of admiration. You model the very respect you wish to receive. There's profound peace and strength in knowing your worth isn't dependent on external validation, but radiates from within. This journey isn't always easy. It requires patience and courage, but the reward, a healthier, more balanced, and genuinely respectful relationship built on mutual understanding, is invaluable. When you shine with your own light, respect finds you. Here at Wisdom of Experience, we've explored these crucial steps to help you navigate this sensitive dynamic. We hope these insights provide both understanding and practical tools for your journey. Remember, positive change is possible, starting with you. If this video resonated with you or could help someone you know, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Let's spread these valuable insights. Don't miss out on future discussions about family relationships and life wisdom. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for Wisdom of Experience. Your stories and insights enrich our community. Share your biggest takeaway from today's video, or a question you still have, in the comments below. We value your voice. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with Wisdom of Experience today. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. May your family relationships be filled with happiness, understanding, and mutual respect. Live your life fully, and let respect follow.